Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Why? Hang on a second. Oh no, it's correct. Okay. Talk about a special opportunity that was given to you. Explain why the opportunity was important. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
A special opportunity that was given to me was a scholarship, a Brazilian scholarship to study in South Africa. So it was important to me because I could develop my research, and was important because I find a lot of people that research the same topic that I have been researched. And the second one is because this expand my experience in another country. I could improve my English and discover another culture and another behaviors are in another country. So this is the two reasons. And this I couldn't finish it very well, but I need to finish. I need to create a formula to finish
Yeah, well, I used
because
always.
of
I always just. These are the reasons why my scholarship to South Africa was very important to me.
yeah.
What I
Yeah.
always do.
Mm-hmm.
Always do. Man. Ay, ay. You have started out very well. Really, really. I was optimistic in December. I don't like to be optimistic. This is bad. But
I made mistakes in this speech.
two, two, one mistake, and the other is just a tip. Now,
Mm,
you said, I find a lot of people, but you were
I,
talking in the past in the situation.
I
What's the past
found
for? That's the thing.
found
And repeat with me, please. Culture.
counter
C.
co,
Culture. Yes.
culture
That's
culture
the thing. That's the thing.
culture.
That's the thing. Okay. Very good. Very good. No other observations. Perfect.
Nice.
Let's go. Next one. Two. Do you know this word?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. State whether you agree or disagree with the following statement. Then explain your reasons using specific details in your explanation. Students should not be allowed to bring cell phones into the classroom. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
I disagree with uh, the statement. Sorry, I agree with the statement because first, because is when the students are in the class and they are using their cell phones, it's difficult to pay attention. So, and the second one is because it's not respectful with the professor, and the professor prepared the class, spend time to give a good class to their students, and the students don't pay attention, stay in their cell phone. So I agree that students should not be allowed to bring cell phones.
And you know
But
what?
for example, unrespectable is not respectable,
Oh, you said is not respectable. It's correct.
but unrespectable is correct too, or don't
I don't
exist.
know. I think it's disrespectable. But let me check. This is tricky. This is tricky.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's
okay.
like compressing. Sometimes I say comparison. Comparison didn't exist.
Okay.
Com-
Disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Yes, it's not it's really this.
Disrespectful. And comparison, for example, comparison. Ah,
Comparison.
comparison.
Yes, yes.
I need to put this word in my
Yeah, comparison. Comparison.
comparison because sometimes I say comparison.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
com-
Okay.
comparison.
Yes, comparison. Yes, okay.
Comparison.
And the fact that you said, I disagree with this statement, sorry, I agree with this statement, is no problem for your answer. Because you corrected yourself. You
Okay.
see? And you corrected yourself in the beginning. Sorry, I agree. No problem. No problem. No problem.
Nice. Nice.
Let me just check on respectable. Respectable. It's correct. Wow, man. Respectable is something that I read just to know the English. You know, so you're speaking Shakespeare now. I think we have to change. Yeah.
I don't know if they agree with that sometimes.
I think we should change roles. You teach me and I learn. You know, different respect. Man, your answer was very good. Ogi, this is the point of TOEFL English that you have to doubt my grades. Really, really.
Mhm.
What do I mean by you have to doubt my grades? I mean that you're gonna probably have very high grades today and all these days. But now you feel comfortable, you know, you are still at home, you are used to the training, you know, because check it out, Ben. Before this practice, 4 was something very rare for you. And it's generally something very rare that I give to student a number 4 grade. You know, you already got 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but so let's keep on moving. You know, you were doing a very
Keep
great
on moving
job.
because this next one is
Seriously?
difficult.
Yeah, let's see. But
this next.
if you keep up, like this, you can take around 26 in speaking.
Oh my god.
Seriously, I am not joking. You can take around 26, man. But okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
45 seconds to read. Okay. Listen, please. Hang on a second. Do you know how to say this word here?
No, cubicles.
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 There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, listen up. Oh my God.
Now listen to 2 students discussing the announcement.
They're making a mistake.
What do you mean?
Look, they're trying to do away with distractions so we can study better. But with this change, we won't have anywhere in the library to get together to work on group projects.
True. Group project work is common these days.
So instead of buying these new units, they should use the money to build meeting rooms, and that would reduce any noise in the main library areas.
Yeah, that's what we could really use. There's just not as much need to work in isolation.
Exactly. And the other thing is, what's this about overcrowding? Well, sure, we have more students enrolled at the university this year, but do we really have a problem with overcrowding?
I don't think so. I always get a whole table to myself.
Right. I see empty tables there all the time. It'll just be a waste of money to replace what we have, since what we have now is sufficient for the amount of students that use the library.
The man expresses his opinion. The man expresses his opinion.
His opinion.
The man expresses his opinion about the upcoming change. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion. 30 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
The test is a new announcement that the university made for change the space in the library, at the library. So they will change the tables to particular tables, and they will accrescent 50 new tables. So particular table. For the guy, for this man is not fair, because if they want change, cara, eu olhei pro tempo, já era. Esse aí eu vou perder.
Ok, try again. Ó, eu vou tirar.
Eu fiquei nervoso porque eu não sei o que é overcried.
Ah, ok. Good.
Puta que pariu.
This is good.
Ah, isso me deixa inseguro pra caramba.
But this is good because I'm going to give you a tip that is going to help you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we have some. Oh my God, I forgot the name. I forgot. Pre something. Oh my God, that are some little words that change the meaning of the word after. Prefix. Of the word. For example, you have interpretation, okay? Mm-hmm. Now we have a word misinterpretation. What does the word miss mean? It means wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
You know? So if you say the person, you misinterpreted me, you are saying that the person did not interpret you correctly. So it means wrong in the sense. And we have misinformation, misunderstand, misplaced, etc. This is the prefix miss. If it ever comes up on TOEFL, you already know it. The other one we have is over. It means more than, much more than sufficient or necessary, something like this. So, for example, or too much. Generally, too much is the best one. We have the word, for example, overbooking. Have you ever heard of this word?
Yeah.
Yeah, overbooking. What does that mean? They sold too much seats, more seats than they have. You know? Now we have a word, bro, that's crowded. Do you know what this means?
I tried to remember what's crowded.
That's the thing. A crowd is a lot of people. You know, a lot of people. If something is overcrowded, okay? That's the thing. Overcrowded, the word they used was overcrowding. But you have overdue, etc. Overdose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you want to take
Okay,
on
okay.
some notes? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now, so bro, these are two very common prefixes we have. We have some other prefixes, but they are very common to Portuguese. For example, respectful, we talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and disrespectful. You know, it's pretty much Portuguese, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, polite and impolite.
Mm-hmm.
Do or undo. I
Mm-hmm.
think these prefixes come from Latin. That's why they are so
Yeah.
common to Portuguese, right? You know, let me see if I remember any other.
So overcrowd is like crowd is a lot of
Yes.
like a lot of people,
Yes.
and overcrowd is like the superlative.
Yes. It's like super, super, super full of people.
Mm-hmm.
No?
So I understand now I agree.
Would you like to hear again?
No, I understand the crowd, the agree now.
The
That he
argument.
say that he don't have problem with all the overcrowded in
Yes.
the library, and he asked to her like, hey,
Yes. Yes. Just bro.
have you had some problem with?
Yeah. Just remember, he doesn't have.
He doesn't have.
Yes. In TOEFL, you need to use formal English.
Yeah.
You know, because day by day we say he don't have, she don't know, but in TOEFL you need to say he doesn't. Okay. Yeah, is it okay for you? Do you want me to send
Yeah,
for you?
yeah.
Do you want to take a note?
Yeah, yeah. You could send to me.
Okay, sure. It's on our chat. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want it 30 seconds to prepare, or can we start the answer already?
Give me no. We need to give me the note and keep away.
Okay, bro. One. Well, in this case, I'm gonna have to decrease your grade very much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you from 1 to 1.5.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. Question number 4. Oh my God. Okay. 45 seconds to read. 3, 2, 1. Visualization. Que texto tenso! Okay. Listen up. Caraca, velho. Let's check this lecture. Oops, sorry. Oh my God. Come on, let's go.
You never made this?
No, this is these last 5 we did. I never did, you know?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a zoology class.
Let's start with an example you may be familiar with. What's one thing dogs typically do when they feel threatened, when they want to protect themselves? That's right, they show their teeth. And when we see this, we know this behavior means basically stay away. Now, here's how this behavior became a recognizable warning. A long time ago, a dog sensing danger would get ready to bite whatever animal was threatening it. It started by baring its teeth, But the purpose of doing this was something very simple. The dog instinctively was making sure it wouldn't bite its own lips when it bit the other animal, okay? But what happened? Other dogs, other animals, over time, they learned that this teeth-baring always came before a dog was going to bite, and so they started to read it as a signal to be careful, to keep away or risk getting bitten. This scenario, repeated time after time, also led to the dog's awareness that by simply showing its teeth, a lot of the time that was protection enough. What had been a simple physical preparation to bite had developed into a kind of defense mechanism in and of itself. The dog learned it did not need to actually attack, but could get the right result from just communicating the possibility of an attack through showing its teeth. It started to use this behavior as a warning signal.
Okay. I think the test was more difficult.
Yeah.
You explain the concept of ritualization using the example of dogs discussed by the professor. 30 seconds. Now, Gui, please answer.
The sociobiologist found out that the communication between some animals was developing during the evolution. So they explained that some behaviors is ritualized. The conception of ritualization of behavior works to communicate something. So the professor gives to us the example of the dogs. So what happened when the dog tried to protect itself? They showed its teeth. So to communicate that maybe the dog will bite something. So other dogs learned that during a long time, and they keep still communicating this situation. So it's a simple that means a simple preparation to bite and communication this possibility through the ritualization.
Very good. Oh my God! I hate being optimistic. Oh my God! Caraca! I was thinking, Jesus Christ, how is he going to explain this? Oh my God! Man! Very good.
Found out.
Okay, I'm.
And I
Okay.
was correcting myself during the process. Yeah.
Man tries to hang on a sec. Social biologist, animal evolution ritualized works to communicate. Dogs try to defend itself. It shows its teeth, maybe to show them maybe to a bite. Other dogs, simple. No, wow, no, nothing. I have nothing to say.
No, but sometimes I understand. Like for example, I was talk about dogs. So sometimes I say there was a time that I say there, and I correct. Oh, it's.
It's correct. No problem.
Yes,
No problem.
but I made the correction in the moment. Yeah.
No problem. No problem at all. The only thing is that it was ritualized, okay? Not zated. Ritualized. It's the only thing I marked here. Yeah,
and
no.
It's find out the present and found out the past.
Yes, perfect. Man, I think this is the first 4 I'm gonna give you
In the
this ever.
yes, it's ever.
Can you see? Oh man! What shit? What the heaven? Okay, man, good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, so proud. Okay.
But
Number-
I'm like, I believe in myself now. I guess that this
Man,
time I will get this nailed.
South Africa has done you good.
Yeah, and I have a particular teacher now.
Ooh.
And she corrected me. I like this.
This is great. This
For
is very
example, I use a lot of, and because I translated from Portuguese to English, like more one time, and she say one more time.
I like this girl. I like it. Say to her that your teacher has sent her
Okay.
his regards.
Okay. I will say to her nisso.
Oh my god. Great. Excellent key. Number 5, okay? Man, in my opinion, 4 and 6 are the most difficult. If you did this in number 4, but well, let's move on. Okay, let's keep on pessimistic. Number 5, listen up.
Listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Sally. I just got the first draft of my research paper back from Professor Stone.
Just now? I got mine back a few days ago.
Yeah, everyone else in the class that I know of got theirs a few days ago, too.
But the deadline, you're running out of time.
Yeah, I'm worried. I only have 1 day to review all his comments and write my final draft. He made a lot of suggestions.
You should definitely ask Professor Stone for a deadline extension. He should take some responsibility for the situation. It is sort of his fault. You won't have much time to work on it before the due date.
I've thought about that, but would he think I was being pushy or criticizing him for not getting the paper back to me right away? I don't want to offend him.
True, but it's your grade we're talking about. You've got a legitimate concern, but it's understandable if you're uncomfortable asking.
Yeah, I'm in a tough spot.
You know, you could always just do your best with the time you have left. You're a good student. I bet you can finish it quickly, work really fast, and it'll still turn out good.
Do my best with the time I have left. Well, if I worked really hard, I imagine I might do okay, but I'd have to be sure to deal with all his comments. I need a good grade.
Okay. The speaker has discussed 2 possible solutions to the men's problem. Briefly summarize the problem, then state which solution you would recommend and explain the reasons for your recommendation. 20 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
The problem of this guy is that he received the first feedback from his professor about a paper. So, and he need to give the final paper soon, and he believed that he doesn't have time, sufficient time to do this correction. So the girl suggests to him that he could ask to the professor if he could extend the deadline, or she suggested to him too that he could work hard. So for me, I guess that the second option is better, because he could do that, yeah, because university works like that, and he will not show like a guy that don't care about it. The seminar, fine.
Oh.
Acabou.
Yeah.
Yeah, eu não consegui completar direito.
Yeah, well, okay. Very good. You say he doesn't have sufficient time. Very good. But you said he needs. Okay.
He needs.
He needs. Okay. Anyway, it was a very good answer. I'm going to give you 3 to 3.5.
Okay.
Okay, great. Number 6 and last one. Let's move on. Listen up.
Listen to part of a talk in a sociology class.
Now let's talk about a particular cultural process, diffusion. Since the beginning of human history, diverse cultures have taken advantage of one another's innovations when they've come into contact. Diffusion is the process whereby something cultural, like a custom, a type of food, or an invention, is spread from one group to another, or from one society to another. One group adopts a cultural item, or more selectively just part of a cultural item, of another group, you see? Now, diffusion can occur through a variety of ways: military conquest, or tourism, or, well, even something like the influence of satellite TV shows around the world. For example, take something like reading a modern newspaper here in the U.S. Have you ever thought about where the letters, the characters on the page you're reading, where they came from? They were borrowed from another culture many centuries ago. Then the printing of the words. Well, that process was invented in Germany. And finally, the paper itself. Paper was invented in China. These innovations from all over the world were shared across cultures over time, and so today we have newspapers in the U.S. So the process of diffusion might take place over long distances and over long periods of time. Now, I'm not saying that diffusion happens easily. As I mentioned, sometimes it's selective. For instance, many people in the U.S. have accepted the practice of acupuncture, the Chinese practice of using needles to cure disease or relieve pain. So lots of people in the U.S. have realized that acupuncture is effective, but few of them fully understand or have committed themselves to the philosophy behind acupuncture. Cultures tend to resist ideas which seem too foreign, too different from their own beliefs and values. But the ideas which aren't perceived as too different are often incorporated, absorbed, diffused into their culture. So the practice of acupuncture has been absorbed into U.S. culture, but not the philosophies of Chinese medicine.
Using the points and examples from the talk, explain the concept of diffusion. 20 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
The professor talks about diffusion. That is a process that in the sociology, and that's a concept in the sociology that explain how culture made influence another, or do influence another. So, for example, it's a strategy to advance custom inventions that some cultures take from each other. And she gives to us an example, the newspaper. So if you read a newspaper made in US, the letters that are there came from from one culture, but the process of print, it came from German, and the paper was arose in China. So this explain how the diffusion works. And she give to us another example.
No! This was a hard one. Yes.
She talk a lot.
Yeah, I think it was.
It's disproportional. Like she speak like 30 minutes.
Oh my God! Yes. Well, the two examples most important.
Art function. I was art function. I get in the final arte da guerra. So
it's pretty near. But it's not this. Let me show you.
It's not this. It's another book, another thing, yeah. Acupuncture. So how she
Acupuncture.
said? No, for me, she's not acupuncture. Never. Oh my god. Play to me. Play to me.
Sure. Okay.
We
No,
have
how she
newspapers in
said.
the U.S.
Ah.
So the process of diffusion might take place over long distances and over long periods of time. Now, I'm not saying that diffusion happens easily. As I mentioned, sometimes it's selective. For instance, many people in the U.S. have accepted the practice of acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
That's the thing.
Acupuncture. This is not the way that I learn it. I need to.
Oh my god.
Acupuncture.
Okay, you missed one example. Okay.
So yeah.
I'm gonna be hard on you. I don't think you would get it, but I'm gonna give you 2.5. Anyway, 20 to 24. Let's see.
It's like the highest.
It's like the highest.
Yeah.
You know. It's like the oops. This is not correct. Sorry. And just correct it. There you go. 20 to 24. Wow. I am really happy with this result. You know. Really happy, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, I think we gotta continue.
Okay.
You know, we gotta continue with these speaking practices. If we can share all of our classes, half writing, half speaking, it's the best thing we can do. If you can write, if you can write one independent for next class, that would be great. I will try to find an integrated for us.
Okay.
You know, so that we can work with it because, man, this time I think you are going to. How much do you think how much do you need?
80.
80.
80.
I think you're gonna take it. Really?
Yeah, I think too.
Yeah. The only thing I warn you, if you can these 2 weeks, practice them.
I'm reading and I'm listening.
Yes,
hard.
but practice doing at least one reading and one listening to check which grade you would take.
Okay.
Okay, just for us to know, you know, how much you improve it. Because in your speaking, look at this, bro. This time, last year's, your first was 13 to 27, and you're now 7 points higher.
Yeah.
7 points higher, you know. We're going to do, I would like you to do another writing. We're going to check you on your grade, you know. It's completely clear how much you evolved, man. I have no doubts about it. But these two are also important because I believe that maybe you can get more than 90. What's the problem here? I'm gonna find out later what's the problem here. But really, okay, I have already found it. Yes. Okay, I have already found it. But dude, seriously, I think you can even get more than 90. Let me just correct all of these things.
If I got more than 90, nice, amazing.
Come on! This is your average grade with me.
Okay.
You know, from 76 to 84. Generally, my students get closer to the highest. But this considers before you went to South Africa. You know, let's keep on working. And if you can do a reading and listening and 2 or 3 writings for me, it would be awesome. I think you can reach around 90 or maybe even more.
Yeah.
You
nice.
know? Man,
I need to fix it with me the difference between when I use 2 and when I use 4.
This
So
is
let's
not
next
so easy.
class. Yeah, because I understand that I use to when the sense is in direction towards something.
Yes.
And for
Yes. For is generally for purpose.
for
Why did you buy
purpose.
this? I bought this for my sister.
Yeah.
You know, but let's talk about it. Okay, I have to be honest with you. The general, it's
And
important.
give, for example, and the verb give.
Give two,
Two.
give two or four. Give two or four. They're interchangeable in this one. But for example,
Yeah.
the most important thing you have to remember is verb to verb. This is the most important. And for is generally purpose or reason. You know, I bought this for eating later. Or I bought this to eat later. Both are correct. You just change the verb to eat for eating. Okay? Yes.
Mhm.
In most part of the cases, bro, they are interchangeable. Oh, I called. I called to see how you were, or I called foreseeing how you were. But to is more common in this situation.
Mhm.
You know, it's case by case. I'm gonna show you an article, and we talk about it. But in general,
Okay.
you don't make so many mistakes about it. You know.
Okay.
Yes. I have recorded this class, and I'm gonna send you the link after. Okay. If
Okay.
you
Are
wanna
you
rewatch it.
professional now?
Tô todo metido, filho. Okay.
Tá mentindo. Tá como muito estudante ainda, Chica.
Praise the Lord, dude. Praise the Lord.
And when
Maybe.
you will go to Canada?
To Canada. If
Yeah.
God permits, September. No, August. August.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Root for me. Do you know root for me?
Root? Yeah.
Yes. Root for me, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening,
Yeah.
Guy. See you, bro.
See you, bro.